Welcome everyone to BPW Goes Digital. This initiative is to bring BPW into a digital era. It is initiated by Dr. Ann Hilty and myself, along with young BPW members who are the presenters and trainers. The topic for today is remote collaboration, Slack. And the speaker for today is Dalila Derdar. She is the Vice President of National Young BPW Committee of BPW France. She has been trained in social and human science. Her expertise is to understand the functioning of women and men at work, also to understand the impact of digital in the jobs of today and tomorrow. She worked in a software firm like Nuclear Consultant and is currently the project manager in digital transformation. So with this, I would like to welcome our speaker, Dalila, and now the floor is all yours.
Hello, everyone. We will first talk about what digital transformation and collaborative working are. Then I will show you how to use a collaborative tool called Slack to help you implement a digital transformation. Well, first of all, let's ask ourselves, what does digital transformation mean? We talk about it a lot. It's the main theme of the BPW Goes Digital videos and webinars. But what is it really? To answer this question, it's important to understand where we stand in terms of industrial history. Our world has entered a new industrial era. We are now living through the first industrial revolution, a revolution marked by the digital. This new era is very different from the past ones. It is characterized by a fast evolution, and it is very important. In fact, we have never known a technological development as quick as it was during the last decade. And with every innovation, we have to learn and we have to adapt. Moreover, the emergence of new technologies has changed the way we work. We have new tools to write, we have new tools to calculate, and of course, to communicate. At the end of the day, the link, the common thread of all those changes is information. Information has become virtual. It has become digital. For companies, it is all about the automatization of all activities resulting to information. The work becomes virtual, it is digital. That's what we call digital transformation. We have transformed our activities, our jobs by digitalizing certain tasks or process. And this digital transformation has allowed the significant development of collaborative working. Collaboration has always existed at work. We exchange documents, we file and store information. We build group projects. But the huge difference is that today, collaborative working is achieved beyond borders and languages. We can build and develop projects with people from all around the world. This new collaboration at work has a major impact. Working at a distance changes the way we interact with others. It is not only information, but also interpersonal relationships that become virtual and digital. So now that we understand better what is digital transformation, let's focus on what collaborative working means in concrete terms. Right. Collaborative working is a concept well defined. It is a use of digital resources in the context of a project undertaken by a group whose members are networking. We can distinguish two features in collaborative working. So first, the means of collaboration. It is the implementation of tools enabling the collaboration of people. For example, the use video conferences. We need to think about the type of tool to set up according to the type of information exchange. Here, we can distinguish two categories of tools. First, collaborative platforms such as Slack, Microsoft Teams, or Trello. Second, social and networking tools such as WhatsApp or LinkedIn or Zoom. The second features we distinguish in collaborative working, that is very important, is the organization of the said collaboration. How do the people organize themselves and use the tools to achieve the goal they have defined? In the end, what we need to remember is that tools are not the only pillars of collaborative working. It is not just about connecting yourselves to a platform and networking with others to successfully create and develop a project. No. Collaborative working is a project which needs to grow slowly, for it is a crossroad for social link and technology. It demands new means of collective thinking and creating. So, why is it so important to talk about collaborative working? Because it is a cornerstone of a successful digital transformation. You can have the most beautiful apps and the most amazing digital tools. If you don't know how to use them as a group, if you don't use them properly, those tools are completely pointless. So, efficient collaborative working favorizes communication in a project and within a structure like company or NGO, the independence of the workers, how do they search for solutions, coordination in a project, the services and business units, the collective intelligence, which is a real performance booster thanks to the development of innovation and the resolution of problems, so through centralization and disponibility of information through sources. And finally, a better use of the new technologies to their full potential. Now that we have seen why it is important to create and organize collaborative working, let's implement this new way of working. Based on the mission I conduct in different companies and my readings on this subject, I reach the conclusion that there are 4 rules to implement in order to be successful in your collaborative working and digital transformation. So for the first rule, it is essential to set up a basic communication. You should make explicit what is implicit. It's very important. When we communicate at the distance, it is more difficult to know if the interlocutor understood what we said or if we are on the same page, since we don't get the non-verbal elements of communication to help us. So, you should be in agreement about the vocabulary on the project and the tools to be sure to be understood. One rule needs to be adopted on the important aspects of the project. It is best to confirm comprehension using reformulation. Very important. For the second rule, the teamwork needs to be codified, yes. As in traditional project management, it is important to define the tasks of every single person involved in the project, as well as a follow-up schedule. The tasks need to be as clear as possible to avoid repetition or oversight. But it's quite difficult to organize a project into very distinct and precise tasks. It is then crucial to set up a regular follow-up meetings to establish the perimeters gradually. Then, a third rule is about accessing knowledge. During the whole project, a certain number of documents and information will be produced. Precise rules have to be defined concerning the exchange of information, the creation of documents, of groups, or even the storage and filing of these documents. Indeed, without those rules, it is quite difficult to retrieve a document depending on how it has been named or where it has been saved. The more documents are created and exchanged, the more it is important to have those rules implemented. The goal, just one goal, that at any time, everyone finds easily and quickly the information they are looking for. Yes. The last and fourth rule concerns the management of collaborative working. During your project, you will build a work community. And like in any community, you need rules to manage it. For example, how to include all the members, how to handle the end life of documents or discussions, and even who will moderate those different discussions. When we engage in collaborative working, we also need to stay vigilant about building an organization which respects the resources of everyone, especially about two things. One, the mental load. You need to be careful not to create an infobesity which can generate a mental overload and fatigue. Second thing, the promotion of intercultural virtual relationships. Cultural differences imply that people don't share the same environment, mental representation, or values. It is important to keep that in mind when we communicate virtually. Without this organization, the collaborative tool will just be a tool for the diffusion of more and pointless information. And we know that too much information kills information. All right. I'm now going to show you how to use the basic features of the collaborative platform Slack. And do that end, I'll share my screen. So, just a moment, please. Hello, hello. Yes. So, I am now going to show you how to use the basic features of the collaborative platform Slack. And to that end, I share my screen just here. To start with Slack, you will need to create an account. It's free, okay? With an account, you'll be able to create a group on their website or join one by accepting an email invitation. So Slack is a collaborative space you can use to discuss or to exchange documents. You can create as many groups as you want or need. Here, on my screen. On the left, you can see that I am part of 3 different groups. The first one just here, the second there, and the third one I created for this video to add a new group, which create a new work space. You just have to click on this plus button, just here, add workspaces. In the second column, just here, up, you know, okay. You will find all the information of your group arranged in channels. You see here, channels. You can create as many channels as you want by clicking on this plus button, just here, add channels. Each channels is about a specific subject. For example, here, communication strategy, here, digital transformation strategy, or team meeting, for example. I advise you to choose one person who will centralize a request for the creation of new channels. As I explained earlier, to implement the third rule about accessing knowledge, it is essential to have your channel organized so that you don't lose any document or information. And to help you implement the first rule about basic communication, I advise you to always add a description to your channel. It needs to be as clear and simple as possible. Just here, for example, channel communication strategy, we can see the description, channel for the communication strategy of the BPW Girls Digital Project. Okay. If you need to edit description, you just can click just here, edit description. So, right, inside those channels, you will be able to post information. Okay, just a moment. Just here, you know, information, questions, of course, and documents with this, just here. You can, that will help you move your project forward. Okay, all right. You can access all the documents that have been exchanged by clicking on the 3 dots just here. Oh, I click here. And then click File Brothers. Okay, I click here. So it's an example. So I have no documents, but here we have all exchanged documents. And if you click here on people and user group, just here, you can find the list of your members. So for example, we have 3 Dalila, but we have all members. And if you need to add members, it's very simple. You can just here, you can click on the plus button, add teammates, and you can add your members. And don't forget to add the members to your channels. For that, you can just click here, communication strategy, for example, and just here you have the button, add people. And it's important to add all your members for all channels. But you can add whomever you want according to the subject. So with Slack, you can also have private live discussion with one member of your group. It's very simple. Just here we have direct messages, okay? And you just click on person member up, for example, this one up, just write message, hello, you have a private discussion. So if you click on the upper right, just here, okay, you will have all your profile information. You can edit your profile here. For example, you can change your name, your picture, and so on. You can also set parameters for your notifications, just here. That is, you can choose when to have notification appearing depending on the subject. And this is very important. Those parameters is very important because things they help you avoid a notification overflow, which can cause a mental overload. So, all right, well, I have given you all the explanations you need to start out on Slack and with collaborative working in general. So I'm sure you can already imagine all you can do with those tools. You can use that for your meetings, BPW, your BPW projects, your events, committees. We can use too for task forces with BPW and also the world of the executive committees. So I hope that will be useful to you. Thank you.
We want to thank our great speaker, Dalila Derdar in Lyon, France, for this presentation on remote collaboration and particularly the use of the platform Slack, which is one of the top platforms for this sort of thing. We are all very familiar with the idea of collaboration as BPW members. We do this all the time in committees and task forces and such, but now we're doing it remotely, which we haven't done as much until now. And we can take that to the next level with platforms such as this one, because we can collaborate in teams online and sharing files and organize how we're working on an event, a project, our committee, our task force, our executive committee. So however we work in groups, we can do that online in a very efficient manner by these types of platforms. And in this case, particularly Slack, a very popular one. So thanks, Dalila, for that. We want to thank our viewers also for coming to see another tutorial on the BPW Goes Digital series. And we invite you to look at the other series here, or rather the other videos in the series. There are more than 30 now. We just started in June, so we're very, very actively building this library. We have 3 live webinars coming up in September. So if you want to join and be part of the audience and engage in the discussion and so on, then please check out our Facebook page. The link is below. Otherwise, we publish a lot of tutorials here on the site. So we invite you to keep coming back and look at what's new. Until then, bye for now.